As you can see, I didn't get a whole lot done with my name here, but I am going to group it and move it out of the way. I'm going to do that with my selection tool. That's the space bar. You can see that it highlighted up there at the top, and I am going to select all the lines that went into making this. By right-clicking on one of the blue ones, I can make a group out of that, and that way they can be moved as a unit. Holding down my middle mouse wheel will orbit, and then if I hold down Shift, I can move over here, maybe zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to use M for move, and move it over here to this side. So I don't lose it in case I want it, but I'm going to now pan back over to our primary quadrant and make my guides visible again. So clicking on the display will bring up the guides, and those locked guides should be visible now. Now these are here every 5 feet to help us make some cubes at very precise intervals. We'll do that by typing in the measurements for our rectangles so that they're perfect squares first. This is called the origin, and I'm going to start there by pressing R for rectangle. You need to move all of the keyboard shortcut tools off of this toolbar. You can do that by clicking on the 3 little dots here at the bottom where you can see all of them, and you can drag them off of the toolbar and take others and put them on. This is the freehand. So I did add that on here. There is no keyboard shortcut for the polygon tool either. I like Zoom Extents a lot. It does have a Control-Shift-E keyboard shortcut, but I put it right there on my toolbar. The Follow Me is a great tool as well. So there are a few of these that don't have keyboard shortcuts that I've placed on there, but you can pull any off that are not supposed to be. So anything there's a keyboard shortcut for on the desktop background, you need to make sure that you pull it off of there so you're really learning to use them. Okay, so next we are going to draw some rectangles. Pressing R on my keyboard, I'm at the origin right here, and I'm going to click and let go of the button. So now I've got a live rectangle moving the mouse around, and I'm just going to let go of the mouse, and I'm going to type the dimensions on my keyboard. I don't go anywhere specifically for these. I just type 5, and notice in the lower right hand corner it now shows a 5. Now the abbreviation for feet is the apostrophe. So right next to your enter key, you're going to click once on the apostrophe. So that now says it's 5 feet, but it's got 2 dimensions. So we're going to put a comma and another 5 feet. Now it hasn't drawn it yet, not until I press enter. Now I'm not moving the mouse. If I do that, it thinks that I'm trying to make specific dimensions. So now I have to do it again. 5 feet, comma, 5 feet. When I press enter, it creates the 5-foot square. Let's do that again, and we're going to do it 5 feet away. So this time I'm going to click right here, let go, and then move in the general direction. If the mouse is down here, that's where the square is going to be created. So we do move the mouse a little bit so it knows in what direction, but we don't have to be accurate with the dragging because it says 6 feet 9 7/8 of an inch. Trying to make that 10 by 10 is next to impossible, and no need to even try, because we can type 10 and apostrophe, comma 10 apostrophe. So I'm going to do that for 5, 10, 15, and 20. So let me just create the 15-footer. Clicking right here, moving out in that general direction, 15 feet, comma 15 feet. Skipping over one more 5-foot section and doing the 20 feet. So now I have 4 squares in 2 dimensions that I want to make into 3 dimensions. We'll do that next.